Hi, my name is Gina Tabrizi, and I'm the Clinical Director of Harmony Heals Holistic Counseling Center. I want to talk to you about DID, Dissociative Identity Disorder. This disorder used to be known as multiple personality disorder, and it was not talked about often. It was very rare, and maybe you only heard about it if you either watched the movie or read the book Sybil back in the day. So dissociative identity disorder is a dissociation disorder. And what that means is someone has suffered from a severe trauma or incident that has caused their mind, in essence, to split. In order to survive the trauma, someone has to remove themselves from the situation. The best way to explain it is by saying almost using their imagination. It's as if when they're a child and a traumatic event is happening, they project themselves or lift themselves away from it by visualizing themselves being in a separate room. Some of them will say they're floating on the ceiling or being in the opposite side of the room, and they take their mind there. So it's called a split. That's the best way to describe it. And then that person, when they do that, they actually develop a personality around that split. The person that they imagine is on the other side of the room that nothing bad is happening to now becomes a real person to them. Let's say we call her Betty. So Betty now has a style of dress and a way that she talks and people that are her friends or animals or things that she likes or objects that she's attached to that might be very, very different from, let's say, Susie, who the event is happening to. What's interesting is a lot of therapists don't understand or are aware that dissociation can happen, but also that it's more common than they realize when there's severe trauma. The beauty of being a dissociative identity disordered client is that your intention is to hide it. So people may not find out for years and years and years that you've been living with these different split personalities. Sometimes they might just attribute it to you being moody or having a change in your attitude or a change in your outfits or the way that you're dressing, when really you, the person who is experiencing it, understands that you are a completely different human being than the person that they originally had a relationship with or were talking to. The idea of keeping it private is so that no one ever finds out the extent to which the abuse or the trauma happened. So what is magnificent about someone with dissociative identity disorder is that they are so well organized within their thinking in order to protect their secrets. It's like having a military presence in your mind. And what's hard about it is that person suffers alone by never saying to another soul what is happening to them and what they understand on a daily basis. They're having dialogue with all these different personalities in their mind. Imagine how much noise and clutter. I think the only other person that might relate to it might be someone who's got an obsessive compulsive disorder and has constant intrusive thoughts, or an addict who's constantly intrusive thoughts about using drugs or alcohol. There is help for dissociative identity disorder. It is real, it does happen, but you need a trained clinician who specializes and understands how to tease out and help you realize what's happening. A very, very common symptom of dissociative identity disorder is losing time. All of a sudden, there's time that is unaccounted for in your day, and it's big chunks of time. Sometimes it's days of time where you cannot recall where you've been, what you've done, but other people in your life report having conversation with you or going to dinner or eating, and you look at them like they're crazy, and they look right back at you like you're crazy. And the truth is that there's enough stress going on in your life that you've chosen to have another personality step in and kind of take over for a while. So it's like relieving the valve off of the pressure in your life by having a backup team, is what I'll call it. At Harmony Heals, we work with dissociative identity disorder, and we have for over 30 years. It's an area of expertise of ours. I personally love working with, clients that have that. And so if you're seeking help or you believe you or a loved one might have a dissociative identity disorder, please feel free to contact us. If you're looking for individual or couples counseling, we would love for you to contact us at Harmony Heals Holistic Counseling Center.